Good morning to the world, everybody out there, anybody in computer land. We get so wrapped up in these ideas that we have, and our best way to express them is through the computer. So I've noticed a lot of angst in society, but it's nothing new. And it's a lot easier when someone walks into a room to just kind of fall into place and kind of fit in with the group and just be one of the numbers. And I think people have done that throughout history. In other words, you walk into a room with people who share a different belief than you. Well, you're not, rather than go around telling them they're all wrong, it's obvious you're just going to keep your mouth shut most of the time and just let it ride, because it's a futile argument to try to express especially religious opinions or ideals to those who have different thoughts on what life is. And I don't like the religion versus atheism little term, because what it is it's pitting them against each other. It's putting a versus in there. I'll probably entitle the video that just to get my point across, but does it really have to be versus? And it seems that it does to people, only because one or the other has to be right, correct? So let's take Christianity and atheism, for example. The atheists are arguing there is no God, and the Christians are arguing that Jesus was the Son of God. Somebody's saying somebody has to be right and somebody has to be wrong. But my thought is, maybe they're both wrong. I'm pretty much convinced that they are both wrong, but that's just my opinion, and I'm only stating that because I'm going to further explain what I mean. An atheist believes that there is no deity. Okay, now I had people call me an atheist many times, and I guess depending on how you interpret the word atheism, to a degree I am an atheist, but that would be also like just calling someone a Christian and assuming that they're the same Christian as another Christian. There are hardcore dogmatic Christians who follow the Bible literally, and then there are people who just follow Christ's teachings and consider themselves Christians. But there aren't very many people who have an atheist view who are willing to even open their minds to the slightest possibility of any type of a higher power or energy. And I'm going to tell you that being an atheist does not mean that you can't believe in a higher consciousness. It doesn't mean that you cannot believe that the earth is alive. Being an atheist does not mean that you don't believe the universe can be aware of your existence. Being an atheist by definition simply means that you do not believe in deities or gods. So, along that definition, I guess maybe I am an atheist to a degree, but that's only because I expect empirical evidence enough to support the claim, and the argument against that would be you don't need evidence, you just need faith. So, I've stated my opinion on faith before. Faith is the belief in something without any evidence whatsoever. Faith doesn't mean that you have a little bit of evidence to support your claim and that gives you faith. Faith means that you believe in something with absolutely no physical evidence or empirical evidence to support it. So by definition, faith means that you believe in Santa Claus, you could believe in anything you want. And often atheists will make these comparisons to Jesus and Santa Claus and stuff, and I find it's insulting to Christians, because we know that Santa Claus is created as a figurehead for the holidays. We know that Santa isn't real, and we tell our kids that he's real maybe, but as the kids grow up, we grow out of that. It's kind of a societal thing for fun. Religion isn't just for fun. These people believe that it's actually 100% true, so it makes it really hard to have conversations with Christians that don't want to consider that there might be a different angle to the Bible than just taking it literally. And no. My dog's just being annoying. So we have people trying their damnedest to figure out what's going on, trying their damnedest to understand who they are, and most of all trying to understand where they come from and whether or not they should be supporting some sort of a higher power or deity. And as a person who spent my entire life on that path of wonder, I still have yet to find any empirical evidence to support a God. So it makes it really hard when I have a conversation with someone who believes in God to try to explain my point of view, that no, I don't believe in a God, but I don't not believe in a God. I may be an atheist. I'm definitely not a Christian. I'm definitely not religious, but I do believe in this all-pervasive force, all-encompassing awareness that is the universe. And if you consider people to be alive, which we do, and then you consider the cells within your body to be alive, then you realize that the cells of your body make up the entirety of your body. Therefore, all of our bodies make up the entirety of the world. Therefore, the world must be alive. I mean, it's not a large conclusion to draw. And this is where Gaia theory comes from, the idea that the Earth is actually a conscious entity, that she will shake us off like fleas. And that's more along the lines of where I lean to. That's what I've subscribed to, that view that I can't understand the whole complexity of the universe, and never will, and never intend to, because that's not within human nature. It's not within our grasp. And I think by trying to understand that, by expecting to have an answer for all of our questions, we put ourselves into a box where we're forced to just take on what somebody else has taught us or told us. And I know it's easier sometimes to believe what we're told. And it's even easier to convince ourselves that we agree with what we're told, because then we have not only our own evidence to support us, but others as well. And it makes it easier to believe something's true. And it brings me back to that an experiment, many experiments that they've done. And I've mentioned these before, but I'm going to do it again. They'll put a person in a room with, like, say, 8 or 10 people. All the people are in on the joke except the one person. And the 8 or 10 people, the whole class will be asked a question. And all the rest of the people go with the wrong answer instantly, as if they know it's true. And about 90% of the time, the person who goes will go with their decision. In other words, they will have, for a while, the person will go into a group of people who believe something, or who will, state that the answer is the wrong answer. Maybe the first or second time the guy will vote his own way and be kind of a rebel. But after he sees them doing that consistently, he will start to fall in and figure that there's something wrong with his own mentality. He'll start to believe that, he will start to doubt his own consciousness, his own awareness of the situation, and start to follow suit. And you can take this metaphorically for the way society works. Even if you're in a workplace and everybody else has a horrible work ethic, it's easy to fall into that work ethic. It's easy to be raised in an environment where everybody around you believes a particular thing and then believe that thing, and that's what makes it hard for me, because I'm not the kind of person who's out here bashing Christianity. That's not my intent. I'm not a Christian basher. If I did, I could spend a lot more time doing it and do it a lot more detailed. I'd pull out the Bible and I'd start doing quotes and showing all the inconsistencies, but that's not my point, because there's always somebody out there who can show that those consistencies are indeed consistent. Different viewpoints on it. We have to take a general approach to what we're learning and say, just does this make sense in any way, shape, or form? My reasons for not taking Christianity are obvious, because I don't take the Bible literally. I do not believe that Eve was created from Adam's rib. I do not believe that women were put here for men, or that the earth is for men. I believe that we are of the earth. And that alone is enough reason to keep on my own path. So whether I'm an atheist, whether I'm definitely not religious. I really don't consider myself atheist, because I don't like the words that has, the connotations. Just like when a person says, I don't want to be called a Christian because of all the other things Christians do. I'm not like them. And I wouldn't want to be called an atheist, because I feel like I'm just casting people into their own fire, and that's just not right either. So those are just a few of my thoughts on that, and hope everybody has a great day. Peace.